I'm gonna just be straight up about, just straight to the point. There are a lot of bridges in our life, right? A lot of things in our life, a lot of people in our life. And sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes the people closest to you, sometimes it's strangers. But there are always people in our life that leads us back to something that's not good for our life. I want you to think about this for a second. Maybe it's not now in your life. Maybe it's a point in time in your life where you had a lot of bridges. And sometimes that bridges you. Like, let's be real. But you had a lot of bridges in your life. Bridges mean connections and relationships that are leading you to a lesser you. So I want you to think about this right now. I want you to think about people in your life that aren't bringing to your life. And I don't mean they have to bring something incredible, but sometimes we have people in our life that bring nothing but drama, nothing but gossip, nothing but rumors, nothing but low self-esteem, nothing but low integrity, nothing but negativity, all these things. And we choose to keep these bridges up in our life. And I want to just tell you this, it's just facts. And you got to know this. The longer you keep bridges in your life that need to be burned, the more you prevent your life from building the bridges that need to be built. Some of us on here, listen, you were created incredible, but some of us on here have believed the lies. We believe the lies that people have told us. We believe the lies how people treat us. We believe the lies what this world has given us, and we live a lie our whole entire life. Most of us on here, if you're in this place, you are not living the life that God gave for you. You're living the life that other people created for you. You're living the life that pain created for you. You're living the life that negativity created for you. You're living the life that all these things have created for you. And now when you look at yourself, you don't even recognize who you are because you kept so many bridges in your life. And I get it. Trent, it's so hard. Trent, you don't understand. Trent, I've been around these people so long or had this job so long. Let me tell you something. Don't let the history keep you in the misery. Don't let the length of the friendship keep you in the friendship. That's terrible for your life. Like, it comes to a point. I'm not always talking about, oh, get rid of people. But I know when you keep toxic things in your life, you're going to feel toxic. And some of us are wondering why we don't feel great. The longer you keep toxic things in your life, the longer you keep negativity in your life, all these things in your life, whether you're creating your storms and you're complaining that it's raining, or you're allowing someone else to continue to create the storms in your life. Because I told you like this, people, I'm a firm believer in giving multiple chances. But after a while, you have to realize sometimes it's what you're choosing to accept, right? You know what it is. Some of us, we're so blind to what we want it to be that we keep seeing something for what it's not. We keep seeing a person for who they don't want to become, period. And so my thing to this, you have to learn how to guard your heart. That doesn't mean you stuck up. It doesn't mean that, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, some people might think, oh, that's cold-hearted, Trent, that's cold-hearted. You should help people. I help people. Right? I help people, but I refuse to lose myself in helping people. I will plant the seed. I believe in people more than anybody in this world. I will give so many opportunities, so many chances. But when your life starts to bring me down, when your lack of integrity starts to bring me down, when your lack of self-worth starts to bring me down, then I know I have to burn that bridge, because there's no way I can help myself. There's no way I can help the people who deserve my help if I'm keeping things in my life that's making me feel helpless. You have to guard your heart. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to destruction. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to negativity. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to low self-esteem. You have to guard your heart, protect what you accept. I say it all the time. The world you are not in control of what people try to give you. I can't control what people say in this comment box right now. People can say, Trent, you suck. Trent, you're ugly. Trent, all this stuff. I can't control that. But you know what I can control? What I accept. I don't have to accept someone's opinion. I don't have to accept someone's judgment. I don't have to accept someone's action. I don't have to accept someone's words. I don't have to accept it. And the more that you don't know who you are, the more that you don't tap into guarding your heart, because you're letting people stump on your heart. You're letting people take advantage of your life. The more you're doing that, then you're not going to have confidence in yourself, and you're going to believe the lies that people have told you. Like, straight up, you have believed the lies that someone else has told you. You let a broken person break you. You let a person that don't know how to love break you. You let a person that don't know what loyalty is break you. Am I telling that you have to have a perfect relationship or friendship? Absolutely not. Mistakes are going to be made in this life, but the same mistakes shouldn't be repeated, because when you repeat the same mistakes, and this is as a personal message too, when you repeat the same mistakes over and 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 over again, it is not a mistake. It has become a choice. Someone is choosing that action over and over and over again. And people say, oh, Trent, you're cold-hearted. Listen, I'd rather be viewed as cold-hearted than live broken-hearted, straight up. I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted than live broken-hearted, like facts. I would rather be viewed as being stuck up than live a life where my life sucks. I'd rather be, because I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of the day, when you down on your life, ain't nobody really checking for you. It's the same people that said, oh, your standards are too high. As soon as you lower your standards and you hit a rock bottom, those people ain't checking for you. Those people ain't checking for you. And then when you hit rock bottom, it'll be the same people that say, oh, you need to change your life. You need to do better. And as soon as you start to do better than them, then they start to bring you down again. You have to guard your heart. Guard your heart. I'm not telling you to guard it where you keep love out, you keep everybody out. But it comes to a point where you have to prioritize you. Stop making people feel guilty for you choosing you. Okay? Stop making people feel guilty for you choosing you. Oh, Trent, that's a selfish mentality. We're in a world where we're always choosing ourselves. We're always choosing ourselves. We need to choose ourselves, because when we better ourselves, we better the things around ourselves, and we better the world. Like I said, some of us, we sit here living lies over and over and over again, not because we don't have worth, not because we're not special, not because we're not beautiful, not because we're not awesome. It's because we have chose to believe how someone treats us is our truth. You have taken someone's lies as your truth. You need to guard your heart. Protect what you accept. If somebody is giving you less, you don't have to accept it. I don't care how good it looks. I don't care how tempting it looks. Listen, just because it looks good for your life doesn't mean it's good for your life. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. It is nothing wrong with it at all. You got to stop making people, man, make you feel like you can't do that. And a lot of times what happens is, as soon as we have to guard our heart, people try to throw stones at us. People try to say different things at us. And then we feel guilty for doing that. Never feel guilty for protecting your worth. Never feel guilty for knowing your worth. Never feel guilty for living your best life. Everybody wants to live their best life. Some people are just choosing not to, so they make you feel guilty for trying to. Again, I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted, because I know my heart. I know I'm not cold-hearted, but if people want to view me as that because I choose not to tolerate disrespect. I choose not to tolerate nonsense in my life. I choose to keep people around me that bring to my life instead of just take from my life. If I got to be viewed as cold-hearted for that, then sign me up. Like I said, I'd rather be viewed as cold-hearted than broken-hearted. I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted than broken-hearted. Okay, so guard your heart. Listen to my podcast episode today. I talk about protecting your worth. I talk about the importance of setting boundaries in your life. Some of us, we don't have boundaries. Some of us, we allow the world to set our boundaries. Some of us, we allow people who can care less about us to set our boundaries. And those are the boundaries that are set, and you wonder why you keep feeling like you have no worth in your life, because you keep giving it away. You keep going outside. It's a reason why there's boundaries, right? Boundaries keep you safe. Boundaries keep your worth safe. So the more you really get your particular with your boundaries, my arm is hurting, and cement your boundaries, and you have boundaries that don't budge, your life is less likely to go into a negative state. Less likely to. Cut off toxic people. I know we live in a cancel culture right now. I know people say, oh, you're always telling people to cut off people. You're always telling people to remove people. This is why, and I'll tell you as I get off of here. One of my best friends committed suicide, okay, because he had the wrong people in his life. Someone left his life and he felt like his life was over. So it was my promise to him to make sure I get messages every day. People want to kill themselves because of how someone else is treating them, how their parents is treating them, how their brothers and sisters are treating them, how their relationship is treating them, how this world is treating them, how their coworkers is treating them. Every single day, people want to take their life. Not on my watch. Because I want to let you know, no matter what you lose, you don't have to lose yourself. No matter what leaves your life, it doesn't have to be the end of your life, period. Sometimes certain things have to leave your life to make room for the right things to be in your life. That's straight up. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I refuse to go through this world, people just keeping toxic stuff in their life. I'm going to say something else, toxic stuff in their life. And then they wonder why they feel broken. You can listen, certain things aren't meant to be repaired, guys. Understand that. Certain things aren't meant to be repaired. And if you keep having broken things in your life, you keep allowing people to break you. And then what are you going to do? You're going to live a whole life, a whole entire life complaining about things you aren't willing to change. You're going to live a whole entire life being a lesser version of yourself. I want you to meet the greatest you. I want you to live your life on 100. I want you to live your life full of worth. I want you to be happy. Somebody say you look younger every single day, because I'm truly happy. I'm fulfilled. I don't need external things to validate me. I don't need external things to make me feel good about myself, because I know whose I am. I know how God created me. And so I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. Anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I refuse to live life like that, because again, when you hit rock bottom, how many of us can say amen on here? Say amen if you live like this. And when you hit rock bottom, ain't gonna be people checking on you. Some of us are in that place right now. We done lost our job since COVID-19. We done lost a lot since COVID-19. We're going through a hard time, and ain't too many people checking on you. Ain't too many people checking on you. It might be a few that's really real in your life, and appreciate those people. If you have people in your life that bring worth to your life, that level you up, that make you feel special about yourself, keep those people in your life, right? Elevate those people, promote those people. Some of us need to go on some demotions in our life. Some of us, we got some people at levels in our life they don't need to be at. You got people on king and queen status when they acting like a peasant. I'm gonna be real with you. You got people on king and queen status in your life that's sitting there trying. That's the enemy. That's the opposition. And I'm not talking about your relationship, guys. I'm talking about just things in your life. And maybe those king and queen things aren't people. They're your habits. And that's a whole nother story, because I know when I start talking about habits, people are going to drop off. All right. So listen, guard your heart. Protect what you accept. Protect what you accept, because even the slightest bit, and listen, we're not going to be perfect in this. There's things I've accepted that are less. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because the things that I accepted that I was less, I know it was like a domino effect on my worth. But be very careful of accepting less in your life. That's all I got to say, man. Be very careful accepting less in your life. Guard your heart like you guard your house. Guard your heart like you guard your most treasured possessions. You don't let anybody in your house. You don't let anybody in your car. You don't let anybody, in any of those things that you truly treasure. Stop letting anybody in your life, and stop letting people stay in your life that don't need to be there. It's facts. All right. Like it or not, I really don't care. It's facts. And some people don't want to hear this, but you need to hear it. Some people are like, Trent, I do not want to come in your live because I know you're going to tell me exactly what I need to hear. I'm telling you stuff that I want to help you get better. I want to help you grow. I want to help you get to a place of high self-esteem, not low self-esteem. I get messages every single day and says, Trent, how do I get out of this situation? Trent, I feel less about myself. I feel down about myself. And I guarantee if you spend time looking around your life and looking at all the bridges in your life, I guarantee if you're feeling less about yourself, you have bridges in your life that need to be burned. And you're not building the right bridges in your life. That's how life is. That's how, or you're measuring your worth by society standards. Are you measuring your worth by your bank account? Are you measuring your worth by your job? Are you measuring your worth by all these things? And then you start to feel less because those things aren't giving the value that you need. You are valuable because that's how you were created to be. Can nothing or nobody take that away from you without your permission. Please understand that fact. My life changed when I realized that fact. My life changed when I was unique. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about Trent Shelton. I'm a regular human being. I chose to walk into my greatness. I chose not to accept less. I chose not to believe the lies that people were telling me. I chose not to believe the lies that myself were telling me. And I started to live my truth. Did I live in perfection? Do I live in perfection? Absolutely not. But I can guarantee you this. I live in progression. And one of the things that I live in progression with is not accepting the mess in my life. I don't care who it is from. I don't care how close you are to me. It doesn't matter, because I refuse to live my life a settled version of myself. And I get to when I'm 90 years old, 80 years old in my rocking chair and be like, dang, I lived my whole life pleasing people. I lived my whole life being afraid to tell people no. I lived my whole life keeping stuff in my life that wasn't good for my life. I lived my whole life working a job that was taken away from my mental health. I didn't even try to do something for myself. I didn't even try to get out. I just accepted. I lived my whole life just accepting BS. That's what I did. I refuse to live like that. I refuse to live like that. I'm going to get to the end of my life and be like, you know what? I went hard. I did the things that I wanted to do. I got rid of what I need to get rid of, and I lived a full life. That's where I'm living. I'm not going to live with regrets. Most people get to the end of their life with so many regrets. I refuse to do that. I refuse. The regret I might have is not going live more often and talking to you guys. I refuse to live my life with regret. Get to the end of life and, oh, man, I wish I would have. So I wish I would have did this. Forget. I'm not having no I wish I would have. I'm having I did it. Maybe it wasn't the right decision. Maybe it was the wrong decision. Maybe it was the best decision. But I didn't sit on my butt expecting things to change without creating change. I didn't sit on my butt expecting people to change that didn't want to change. I didn't spend my whole life waiting on people to take care of my life, to take care of my heart when that's my responsibility. You set the tone for your life like I talked about yesterday. You set the tone for your life. You set it. The reason why people don't bring disrespect to me is they know I ain't going to tolerate it. They know I ain't going to tolerate it. People give you disrespect every single time if they know you tolerate it. People will keep giving you what you keep accepting. It's just facts. It's just facts. And once they realize that you're not going to accept it no more, then they'll probably stop giving it after a while. Listen, it sucks when it's your family, man. I'll tell you that right now. It sucks when it's your family. I've been blessed to have a good family, so I know it's easier said than done when it comes to that. And it sucks, man. But, a lot of people are living broken. And some people think the best way to repair their lives is to break other people's lives, or to heal their pain is to give pain. And it sucks when it's that situation. Like, I'll tell you right now, when I say this message, doesn't mean don't fight for it. Like I said that, like, I want you to fight for it, but don't fight so much that you end up losing yourself in the process. I want to be clear about something. The messages that I talk about, even today, when I say guard your heart, some people think, oh, it's just about relationships and it's just about, for women, or maybe a lot of men, right? For men. No, guard your heart applies to every aspect of life. Protecting your worth and knowing your worth applies to every aspect of life. When I come on here, I want you to take this for what it's worth for you. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not here to make your relationship better. I'm a self-worth guy. I'm a self-worth coach. I care about self-worth. So I want you to understand when I say go listen to the episode about protecting your worth, fellas, it's for you too, right? Maybe it's a job where you're not protecting your worth, or maybe it's a situation. Maybe you're an athlete, you're not protecting your worth. My messages are universal, okay? I don't have an agenda to just direct messages to certain people and certain audiences. That's not me, all right? I believe holistically, everything holistically. So listen to the podcast, and a lot of the podcast stuff is a lot of mindset stuff, right? A lot of mindset stuff, because a lot of y'all ask, how do I do this, Trent, or how to? The podcast is a lot of how to, right? This is just inspiration. This is just me talking straight up to your heart, you know, not thinking about anything. The podcast is a lot of information to say, okay, this is how I do it, right? This is the steps that I do it to actually apply. So if you want to learn the how to, listen to my podcast, and I promise you, it's worth probably $1,000. Like, to be honest with you, there's people that charge a lot of money for the stuff that I'm giving away for free. Like, I'm not leaving things back to like suck you in like a lot of these people do and suck you in to buy something. No, I'm giving you all. I don't know how to hold back. I don't. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. Nature heals. The reason I'm able to come on here with so much energy, nature gives it to me, man, because I believe this is God's playground. I really do. And I might be wrong about it, but I just look around, I see so much life. I see so much beauty out here. You know, so much beauty out here as I'm continuing to talk to you guys, because I'm trying to delay my run because I got a hill to get up to. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it. Text me, 817-2.
All right. Welcome, everyone. So if you guys are wondering why I played that first, the title is Remove Toxic People from Your Life. I'm going to explain all about it in a moment. If you don't know who he is, actually, Molly turned me on to him. That is Trent Shelton. He is a life coach, basically. He also runs something called Rehab Nation or something, like you're rehabilitating your life. And he is a former NFL player. So I don't know what happened with the NFL, but he had left the NFL or got kicked out of the NFL. I don't know all of the details, but that's pretty much what happened. And he talks about it in one of his videos that when he left the NFL, he was lost. He is a lot of his older stuff I happen to like better because it's more relatable to me, but he still puts out videos every day. So I really enjoy listening to him whenever I feel weak or I want to respond to somebody or watch somebody I shouldn't be watching because I'll only respond. I put him on instead, and then my urge to respond goes away. So I really, really like him. Then you haven't paid attention to my community posts. I put them on there all the time. But a lot of people have put him on. I just never bothered. Like, okay, he's another guy, but he's hot. Woo-wee. So welcome, everyone. I know it's late, and I was watching the new season of You, which it looks like they're going to have another season that they've been approved for because they kind of left it open-ended. But these are things I want to talk about. First, to all the people that came at me, and hey, Plurpy, and all the people that were leaving me these horrible messages about Xavier, it has been proven 100% that was Xavier Harrelson that was found in the field. And again, I got a lot of hate from people, which I'm assuming was the family, saying, how dare I? You know, he hasn't been positively identified, but I did remain in contact with people close to the scene and the situation who did know that it was positively Xavier. So good news and bad news that it was positive that it was Xavier. Sad, hey Janessa, sad news is that it was Xavier. Hey Gritty. So unfortunately, it turned out to be him, but on a side note, it's kind of a good thing. And now hopefully they'll be able to get the killer or killers, whoever it was. We have not heard anything from the family as far as I know. Sources close to me, to the scene, to the area, to the family, have said that nobody in the family has spoken out publicly. So, yeah, it was right around the corner from the Tibbetts case. And not right around the corner, but Iowa around the corner. So, fly high, Xavier. Cause of death has not been released. We don't know exactly what happened yet. But, I am glad they found him. I am. Don't respond. Oh, I know. I totally agree with that, Janessa. But that's why I think it was his family. I really do. I think it was, how could you say that? Blah, blah, blah. Because I know. So that is one thing I wanted to bring to you. I found out tonight. Oh, Monkey's mama, I totally agree. I do not trust her at all. At all. My sweet undercover PI is on the case. Sweet. But I'm with you on that. I don't trust her at all. I really think she had something to do with it in some which way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that she actually killed him, but I think she definitely knows more than what she's putting out there. And I wish we can get answers. So hopefully we will get answers soon enough. So second thing I want to discuss is I was cleaning the bathroom and had an epiphany, complete epiphany. Now, as you guys know, anyone that follows my channel knows that I'm very into the law and the legal aspect of the law and protecting people's rights and protecting the law as I know it. She does seem fishy, I agree. And I'm very big on that. I'm very big on protection of people's rights because it could be me one day, or it could be you, or it could be my kids or something. So for some reason, I'm cleaning the bathroom, getting laundry out, and all of a sudden it hit me, and I'm watching you. And I'm like, wait a second. And for some reason, I'm thinking about Gabby and Brian. And for some reason, all of a sudden, this hit me like a ton of bricks. So they say, now think this through. I tried putting it on a Twitter post, but it doesn't come across the same. So I was plurpy. So Brian went camping with them on the 8th. All right. Brian gets a phone on the 4th. Brian then goes on a camping trip with his family on the 8th. Roberta Laundrie says that he came back with them. We have no idea if that's true or not. No clue. And maybe he did. I don't know. On the 14th, they get the van or they report him missing. Let me back up. On the 11th, her family reports him missing. I really believe on the 8th, they planned this whole thing out. They weren't going to do it at the house just in case the FBI was involved, whatever the situation. And I've said this part before. They bring Cassie and her family out so Brian could say goodbye. Cassie doesn't know what's going on. Cassie has no clue. She's probably not going to see her brother for a long time. So, and was probably told, don't ask about Gabby. Okay. So now up until this point, I absolutely think the Laundries don't know anything. And that Brian wouldn't tell him the truth. Okay. So Brian, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And Brian goes back home. All right. Brian leaves the campsite with them. So Brian takes his mom's car on the 12th, 13th, whatever, and says that he is going to meditate in the woods at the park, not knowing where he's going to be, what side he's going to be on, or anything. We know that this Carlton Reserve is 25,000 square feet or whatever it is. It's huge amount of area. and it's swampy and it's in a bad area. Not a bad area, but it's like dangerous. A lot of mosquitoes, a lot of bugs, everything. What parent, I want you to think about this. What parent is then going, knowing the area, knowing hold on. They said she's 3 or 4 weeks. Doesn't that mean? No, they knew she was seen on the 27th of August. So that's how they know that it was after that. She was found September 19th. So she died in between August 27th and December 9th and like September 1st. But we know he was back home September 1st. So that narrows the window even more to between August 27th and August 29th, because he had to drive home. So that gave him 2 days to drive home. Therefore, we know that she died on the 27th. And like I said, I stick to my story about how she died. That has not changed for me. So, all right, so let me go on. So tell me a parent in their right mind that's going to, now think about this for a second, that's going to leave their son in this wooded area with bugs, mosquitoes, and everything, knowing he didn't have a phone, and take his only ride to the house. Think about that. How is that even possible? I was going to curse and I didn't. Why would a parent leave their kid in this swampy area with no phone and no car? They wouldn't. No, the weird text was on the 30th. No, I'm trying to stay away from, well, coffee, that's the other thing. We know he bought a phone, which was not a burner phone, on the 4th, but didn't take it with him. So was that a phone he planned on communicating through? Is there another phone? I mean, the cops got it pretty fast, which also makes me think that he was communicating with them up until that point. And then he put the phone in the car, and that's why they took it with him. Because he didn't leave the phone at home. He left it in the car, and they came and got the car. How did they know where the car was? How did they know which entrance it was at? They wouldn't, unless he knew. I agree with you. They came up with the plan at the campsite. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm sitting there going, wait a second. No parent in their right mind is going to leave their kid in those conditions without a car. You would ask them to please, leave the car here. Let me keep the car here just in case my son comes back, because my son is missing. So I think that the authorities would have allowed somebody to keep their car there due to the fact that your son's missing. Maybe he got hit in the head. Maybe he has no idea how to get home. Where's his keys? Were the keys in the car too? Where's the extra set of keys? How did they know? Well, then again, it was mom's car, but it just doesn't make sense. It absolutely doesn't make sense. And that's when I said they had to have known. They had to have known where he was, where he went, or that he left. I truly believe, and I can no longer give them the benefit of the doubt. When I started thinking about this and I started piecing this together, as a parent, you're not going to leave your kid with no form of communication and no car. You're just not going to do it. There's not a parent in their right mind that would do that. I agree with that too, sissy. Now, the question is, how did he get out? That's the real question. If they have offshore bank accounts, I don't know. I don't know. But they keep, we keep trying to give the benefit of the doubt to the FBI. I've lost faith in them. I really have. And I really hope that they have better solid proof than this Carlton Reserve. Because I just can't imagine that. I know, and that's another thing. They found no proof he was ever there, ever. And I don't know. I'm just not buying the fact that, not only am I not buying the fact that he wasn't there, but I'm not buying the fact that Laundries don't know. They know exactly what happened to their son. That's also why I don't think he's dead. And I think they got somebody, could be a business partner, could be somebody, to get him out. Where he is, I don't know. He's definitely getting help from someone. There's no doubt in my mind. And I'm 100% convinced the family knows. Hey, Cuttlefish. Also, every single person who has said they gave a tip, even credible tips, say they don't seem to care. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think he's dead. And I think the parents know he's not dead. But I don't know. I kept thinking about it over and over and over and over. He's had 3 weeks to plan an escape. And now, do I think the lawyer knows? No, I don't think the lawyer knows anything. I think everything is hush hush. But I do believe the parents know who took him. They say the reward fund is over $100,000. And honestly, people will sell their own mom for $100,000. The cops ticketed a car because it wasn't in a parking lot. He parked it on the grass. They had to take it when found the car. He left the day they found Gabby's body. No, he left before then. I don't know who would take him in. Yeah, there's a lot of places not far from Florida. Bahamas. I don't believe he's in the reserve either. He definitely got picked up by somebody. And it was all a ruse. I'm convinced. Actually, sissy, what I learned, the lawyer doesn't. Any lawyer does not have to give up client privilege. However, if the FBI goes to the lawyer and says directly, do you have information where he is? The lawyer has to say yes, but the lawyer does not have to offer information. That I just learned recently. And that's any state, even in a federal case. I agree with that, Jackie. They would have found him by now. Yeah, but how would he get into Cuba? They say he doesn't have a passport. Hey, Jamie. Florida Keys to hideout, maybe on a boat. Yeah, I think the Coast Guard would have got him, though. Coast Guard's looking for him. A lot of people looking for him. That's what they say, but not if it was on the grass. If it was on the grass, then no. See, Brian, I disagree. I don't think he's dead. If it was on the grass, I could see the cops ticketing it. I always thought it was in a parking lot. And if it was in a parking lot, they don't need to. I mean, they would have ticketed it immediately. Well, let me switch you guys.
I'm gonna just be
All right. Now I can see you guys on YouTube. All right. The guys that mowed the swamp said he had to mow around. No, I didn't. Coast Guard wouldn't have stopped him if he went before the 11th. I don't know if he went before the 11th. He may have gone on the 11th. Yeah, I think they would have found him. They said that they have found, thank you on the fence. They said that they have found absolutely zero evidence that Brian was ever there. That to me speaks volumes, big volumes. Well, I gotta find my glasses. I can barely see. Hang on one second. I gotta find my glasses. They're in here. Yeah, here's a pair. Here's a pair. You think he left on the 6th? Well, how would the car get to the reserve then? I don't think he left on the 6th. I think it was a plan for him to leave once she was reported missing. Oh, now I could see. I'm a parent and my son was missing and I didn't know where he was. Definitely would be sitting at home like it's a regular day. See, Coffee, but they said that there is cameras at the reserve. So that would have been on camera. But it's a little peculiar. If the car was found on the grass, then I absolutely agree with that was done intentionally so the parents could pick it up right away. Yeah, but I think that would have shown on camera. They're definitely not acting like child is dead or missing. No. And I understand why they're doing certain things. I do. I get why they're doing certain things, but not everything. It's too weird to me. You know, the more I thought about it and the more I sat there thinking about it, I'm like, no, there's no way any parent would just let their kid leave their kid with no car and no phone. There's no way. You're just going to be like, well, all right, well, you're in the middle of the woods in a swampy area and we're just going to take your shit and call the police. So now you're really stuck there. That's crazy. I guess Summer Wells must be alive. It's been over 3 months since she's missing. Don't mean to get off subject. See, I don't believe she's alive. He could have left when his sister did, if he was even there camping at all. The sister went on the camping trip till 8 o'clock, and then she left. Gabby's best friend Rose said Cassie never lived with Brian, that she lied. She said Brian and Gabby lived together in the parents' condo. Yeah, I knew that. But that's living with Brian. I'm confused. Living with the parents still is still living with them. I believe. Oh, I absolutely do too. Why would they take call from Gabby's parents? Because they had no explanation of why Gabby wasn't there, and they were giving him a head start. They needed to plan this out first. And again, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt this whole time. They lost that benefit when this reality struck me. They did live in the same house as the Laundries. Where else were they living? Her own family said they were living together. Gabby and Brian lived in a condo paid for by Brian's parents. Brian and Gabby lived in a condo in Venice for 1.5 years and lived with his parents for 6 months. Okay. Well, they moved in with his parents to save money for the van trip, didn't they? Am I mistaken on that? But they had to get the van ready. Nothing. I agree with you. Personally, can't blame them. No, we believe our children. And if my kid told me something I believed. Yes, I agree with you. But I don't believe it anymore. I did believe it, but I don't believe it anymore. I really think the parents and him did this together, but I don't believe Cassie knew. Whoop. I don't believe Cassie knew anything. Yeah, I watched some of that, Sissy. I wish I could play it. I watched most of it, but ID had on this one expert that I absolutely loved. Hey, Red Lotus. Because they're looking in the wrong place. Our dog is back home. He failed miserably. It is very suspect. The reserve is only 10 miles from his house. He's a hiker and could have walked back home. But in my opinion, he was never there. That was just throw police off. Yeah, but 10 miles is a long way. I mean, if you're hiking for miles, 10 miles is a lot. And we don't know what side he was on. Maybe he was totally on the other side, which it would have been a lot more than 10 miles. You know what I mean? Yeah, but he could have been on the other side. 10 miles is fine, but that's only one entrance. You know, here's the other thing I thought of. Are there cameras set up at the house? Because who's to say that Brian doesn't come back every night? Who's to say that Brian is not, parents are putting stuff in the garbage and Brian is coming back in the middle of the night to take it? Think about it. Would he risk it? Who knows? But does the FBI have surveillance set up 24/7? In front of the house, not in the back of the house. Oh, that's true. There's drones. I was listening to somebody earlier that made an interesting point. If he was smart, he would go to a state like, somewhere like Skid Row in San Francisco, New York, heavy drug areas where the cops just don't like to go, hide out as a homeless person. I thought it was brilliant. Grow some hair, get all scrubby, hang out with the homeless where the cops don't know. You'll fit right in. The neighbor behind Brian's house, TikTok, she covers a case. She had a video where she was peeping over the gate. Neighbor had said he left out the back way. Yes. But I just can't see his parents still supporting him. And how are his parents surviving? You can't really believe the neighbors either, though. Case and all the other missing children cases of murders has finally gotten to me. Lori. Yeah, I agree with that. Roberta hasn't been seen in a long time. Yes, she was. She was just seen recently. I think Brian Enton said that Christopher peeked out the door. There was nobody there, and he peeked out the door, and he thought that maybe this is his chance to talk to him. He said as soon as he locked eyes with Brian Enton, he ran back inside. Hey, Ladybud. The news crew that was out there said they do have surveillance all over around. Okay. I know they have unmarked cars. Oh, Jen, that's a good point. I never even thought of that. I wonder if he's using Bitcoin. That's a great point. He could be using crypto money that can't be traced. Wow, what a great point. He could be funneling crypto money, and that's where he's getting money from. Al, I don't think it'll be a cold case. What an excellent point. I highlight that. You could buy anything with crypto. You can even do PayPal now with crypto. It is some slick shit. Jen, you're a genius. I never even thought of that. And every time I go to PayPal, I get a message, would you like to use crypto? That's how I know it's on PayPal. I'm not sure what Pixie does. I wonder if the FBI is thinking Bitcoin. That is some slick shit. What an excellent point. Never even thought of that. Jen, I honestly haven't even heard anybody say that before. What an excellent, excellent thought. Hey, Red. Good call. Al, I'm not saying it won't be, but I know it'll take about 3 years for it to be a cold case. I wonder if they've even looked into it. I'm just not sure how the parents would funnel it out. Do they have any business anymore? Like, are they liquidating anything? I don't want to say the lawyer's shady, but it's possible they gave it to the lawyer to liquidate, but I don't think so. I can't imagine, a lawyer ruining his whole career over this. They have several businesses. I think they need to look into his brother. His brother's a cop, isn't he? Or canine, or the homeless community. A dangerous homeless community where the kids where police don't like to go. That was another excellent point I heard. So they have 3 businesses. So they could definitely be paying employees and have one of those employees funnel it. They had in cold storage wallet. It's untraceable. Exactly. You can also buy Orchid and Arrow or private VPNs that are untraceable. They sold those houses they had. Yeah, I never even thought of that. Red Lotus, who? Oh, they're definitely persistent. Well, Nellie, I'm pretty convinced that that was just the final goodbye. They wanted her to be there so he could say goodbye. I don't think the brother would help. I really don't. I mean, I know family's family, but I can't imagine a cop. You have to understand when you have nothing to lose, like the parents really have nothing to lose other than going to jail over something that they're not going to be able to prove. However, well, I said that originally, Elle. I'm sorry, Red Lotus. Hey, Dolores. The Variani Sabille is no longer a person of interest per Wyoming court. I have not heard that. Hey, Grandma Rose. I love you too. Parents know, they absolutely do. Let me see if I can double check that. because he's the only person of interest. According, oh, that was 4 days ago. I don't know where they got that from because there's nothing on the news. It's at the very end. Yeah, Brian Laundrie's still a person of interest. Eight hours ago. Yeah, I don't know where they got it from. He's been updating his Facebook, but now it's private. Who? Laundrie hasn't updated his Facebook. Give me a break. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let me try Wyoming police. Nope, I'm not seeing anything that shows he's not. Huh. You say it's at the end?
And in some areas of the preserve, a law enforcement dog can cover so much more ground than a human. Now, again, it could just be that it makes good sense. But here's the real important piece of information that's come out. The FBI has now done exactly what we predicted in our live broadcast a few days ago after Dr. Blue's autopsy press conference. The U.S. District Court in Wyoming issued a warrant pursuant to a federal grand jury indictment, as shown in this Denver. Now, and while we all may have suspected this outcome from the beginning, it's now official. Well, that's a lot of information for 1 week, folks. I know that there are some folks out there because of Europe's new data sharing standards, but I am trying, and the back office is sending me more information through a VPN connection. So I'll continue to look forward to getting more information and to catching up with all of you during choir practice, either from the Czech Republic or Germany in a few days. And for those of you who sometimes wish I'd speculate just a little more, thanks for being patient with me. I'm not interested in sharing broader theories or ghost stories. We built Profiling Evil, and we choose to information with to what you think happened in these criminal cases. I hope that you'll take a moment and hit that like notifications on.
I just did the last 7 minutes. So tell me, can you go back and find it and let me know? Because I mean, I don't want to play the guy's whole video. But if you can get me an exact timestamp, because I went through the last 10 minutes of a 20-minute video and I haven't heard anything.
Videos like this one, enough. So again, from Auschwitz, Poland, the site of one of the most horrific, if not the most horrific, civil rights and murder support. We'll see you soon.
God bless y'all.
And there are some anarchists, sheriff or the state police personal knowledge that I have, is that their case is going to be on the Dr. Phil show in the next couple weeks. If
That's
them
summer.
show, and I don't know how that one went, but speaking of John Walsh, he continues to do interviews on.
All right. Yeah, I would have to know. That was dated on September 22nd before the warrant was issued on September 23rd for the debit card. Oh, so it wasn't tonight. So I'm wasting my time. Gotcha. I know I wish his bond was revoked. He torched us. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that was on September 23rd. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was old. Yeah, that's old. Whoop. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, that was old. Thank you guys, though. All right, let me get back here. So, he put new stickers on the van. That is correct. And there was also some talk yesterday about the exercises that they were doing. There was tape up. It seems they were just doing training exercises. That's it. That's all they were doing. It didn't even seem like it had much to do with Brian. I'll tell you this much though, I'm hooked on this Bitcoin theory. I want to check something out. Hold on. Okay. Bitcoin laundering is a practical and cost-effective option for cyber criminals to launder proceeds of crime and is therefore highly utilized from purchasing illicit goods using Bitcoin as a payment method to ransomware attacks where payments by Bitcoin are demanded. So why is Bitcoin appealing to criminals? The level of anonymity it affords, ease of use, and ability to circumvent international borders. How reliable is Bitcoin laundering services offered on the dark web? He doesn't need the dark web. I'm telling you, it's an excellent point. Money laundering through cryptocurrencies. A money mule is someone who transfers or moves illegally acquired money on behalf of someone else. Criminals recruit money mules to help launder proceeds derived from online scams and frauds or crimes like human trafficking and drug trafficking. That's from the FBI. Oh, Bitcoin can definitely be discreet. It's like driving a stolen car with no plates. Neither can be traced. Exactly. How to launder Bitcoin into cash. Such an excellent point. You and I make great crime sleuths. Murder, She Wrote. I'm the old lady and you're the young. I'm not young. I'm old too. You can order a pizza with Bitcoin. You can turn it into cash too, though. Demand for Bitcoin has increased dramatically. If you own Bitcoin for a while now, you may be able to make a profit if you sell your Bitcoin and transfer the equal value to your bank account. Or you may need to convert your Bitcoin to cash to be able to actually buy things. Whatever you need, you're probably wondering how to turn it into cash. Here's what you do. Two avenues you can cash out. You can use a third-party exchange broker. These third parties, which include Bitcoin ATMs and debit cards. So you can actually take your Bitcoin. You can literally take your Bitcoin, go to a Bitcoin ATM and turn it into cash. Or you can use a peer-to-peer transaction to sell your Bitcoins, faster and more anonymous method as you sell your Bitcoin directly to another person. Brokers are restricted by money laundering laws. Bitcoin ATMs and Bitcoin debit cards function in the same way as third-party brokers. In both cases, you create an account that allows you to sell Bitcoins and withdraw physical cash. The biggest drawbacks are the high transaction fees. Coinbase and Kraken are the most popular broker exchanges. So that's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. Localbitcoins.com is a popular option. Sign up and choose the location of your ideal buyer. Use the marketplace to find buyers. Wow, Jen, thank you so much. What an interesting thought. I know that that's a fake account. Brian's not on the internet. What was the account? I don't believe that. I mean, I'm not saying you didn't see that, but I don't believe it was his account. Oh yeah, Reddit could be anybody. Heard on chat he has one in Puerto Rico. He's been on and off of Gabby his whole life. But no, I don't believe he's on social media. He's not that dumb. Someone that's been able to evade the FBI for this long is not dumb enough to go on social media. You have to verify identity on exchange like Coinbase, but if they had a Bitcoin, yeah, but he wouldn't need to on ATM. You know what I mean? Perhaps you want to know how to turn Bitcoin into cash so you can pay your day-to-day bills, or perhaps you want to sell your investment now that it has made a profit. Cash and Bitcoins with third-party broker exchanges is convenient and maybe easier and safer for crypto beginners. If you want to sell your Bitcoin at a higher price, try a peer-to-peer exchange. Who's SM? Al, who's SM? I don't know if you always have to verify it, though. SM is the last place. Oh, social media. I agree with you. Tried and True Banks, FDIC. I don't know. It's just a crazy thought. That's just an insane thought. And she's right. They could be using Bitcoin. It's anonymous. It would keep him going. Money laundry. But it wasn't a bad pun. It was actually a pretty good pun. Would not be surprised parents' son to camp together to another country. Christy, the change mind is that there's no way that they were going to leave their son in those conditions in Florida with no car and no phone. And that's what they claim. There's no way. They're just not going to do it. No parent is going to do that. And then wait 2 days to call. Not happening. So I believe his parents know exactly where he is. See, the K9, I thought of that too, but I think they would have been found out. Only Bitcoins for laundromats. I think that, I mean, everything they do has to be traced. I don't think it went through them. But if it didn't go through them, you would think somebody would have said something by now. You know, maybe his family's rooting him on. But he's going to make a mistake somewhere. At some point, he's going to make a mistake. What that mistake is, who knows? But he's definitely going to make a mistake. He's just not going to get away with it for this long. Nope, not going to happen. Unless he's got plenty of money. Oh, they definitely gave him a big head start, sissy. No doubt about that. Big head start. If you have crypto in cold storage, it's untraceable. Now, Brian is young. Do you think Brian would have known that? You think he would know all about crypto? Parents sold a condo this year. Here's my other question. Why are they aiding and abetting their 20-something-year-old son so much? And I mean before this. Why would they pay for an apartment for him? Why not tell him to go get a job? Allegedly, they haven't, Monkey's mama. Rose did some live on TikTok saying, yes, we talked about that earlier. That the parents paid for it. That's what I'm saying. Why would the parents pay for it? Why not tell your son to go get a job? Family knows and helped, and others have too. Yeah, but don't you think if they're, I mean, this is what I think about. It's kind of like a game of telephone. You don't want too many people knowing anything. You absolutely don't. The more people that know, the better chance you're going to get busted. So you absolutely don't want too many people involved. They indulged him all his life. Sounds like it. But I mean, at 23, your parents shouldn't be paying for an apartment. See, I don't agree with that, Coffee. They don't look, their house is like shitty. It's in a okay area. I think that's a rumor. I don't think his parents are worth millions. Their cars aren't impressive. Like I'm not buying they're worth millions at all. There was a house they were flipping. See, that's what I'm thinking too, sissy. I'm thinking that too. That was a house they were flipping. I don't believe his family is worth millions at all. How can he go on after killing her, allegedly? Oh, he definitely killed her. Yeah, but for how long? It says her net worth is 1 to 5 million. The house they love is in one of the rental homes they just moved back into recently. They own several homes. Nah, Bertolino's not going to lose his license for some punk kid who's wanted for murder. Not going to happen. See, I thought about that too, Lori, but at the same time, the FBI would know where that money went. They would know if it was deposited in a bank or not. They can have access to that. Yeah, I'm pretty confident he killed her. I told you guys, I know exactly how he did it. She told me. He strangled her. Well, I said he strangled her from the beginning. But he strangled her on the 27th because he couldn't get her to shut up. Brittany has been Chris' friend since they were 7. I believe that too. He's got to be miserable, but damn, he can hide. That's. But I mean, I'm going to say the same thing I said originally. There's no way that I'm going to believe that the FBI has spent $1.5 million over something the parents said. There's no way. I mean, your son is wanted for murder. They're not going to spend all this money just based on that. Originally, his current house was a flip as well. Cassie said so. They lived there while they were fixing it up. Yeah, it's just no way. They may keep substantial cash in their home. Juice repair business, all selling by properties. Family lawyer is a real estate lawyer, a longtime friend who helps handle hide money. What about the family member in Florida who owns a yacht business? I don't know about that. Maybe toss electronics in reserve. I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that the only reason they're searching there and spending over $1 million because the parents said so. Come on, there's got to be more. Then you have this Doug guy. I don't know where he came from, but I watched a video where he allegedly saw like this house. I didn't see a house. I don't even know what he was looking at. Oh, I agree, Red Lotus. Heard up to $3 million now. Want to know why the dad went to reserve to laugh at the FBI. Okay, any funds being transferred via bank, crypto, or money transfer service would have been picked up by financial institutions, law enforcement. Parents probably had cash at home. CAML compliance. Okay, but here's the thing too. Think about this, Suluth. Even if they gave him $100,000 in cash, let's say they did, where's he spending it? Think about it. Where's he spending it? Is he going into a store to buy something? Where's he going to spend it? Doug found a sugar shack they thought was Brian, but it was Ethan, another fugitive that they arrested. Oh, no shit. So it really was something? Who's using a FLIR system? We use them in search and rescue. Not if crypto is in cold. Yeah, I was going to say crypto is pretty, you can be anonymous with crypto. But he really did find something? Doug is a guy who discovered someone in that sugar shack where they caught the other fugitive. I didn't even know they caught another fugitive. I haven't been around. But that's cool, though. They found another. At least he found something. He lives in Northport. How long was he on the run? Could have caught a bus. Yeah, I don't believe he's there. He was there for 2 years. Oh, Ethan was living at the shack at least a month. What's a sugar shack? Hey, Pam. What's a sugar shack? I literally haven't turned on the news in days. I agree with that. His parents know where he is. It wasn't a sugar shack. All right, can I get one full story? What about his lawyers? Nah, I don't believe his lawyers had anything to do with it. That's why they were at the reserve yesterday. It was an abandoned cabin. Okay, so let's say this. Now this opens it up to something more. So the FBI has been there. They claim that they're going over every piece of it over and over and over. And, they have all this intelligence there, but they didn't find this guy. It took some YouTuber to show this video, and that's who it was. Does anyone else see the problem with this? That the FBI didn't find this guy. Some dude, Doug, found him and turned it over to the FBI. How is that possible? They're not walking in brush, etc., only using it. But tell me how that's possible. I don't think Doug was looking as good as the FBI allegedly have been. So had Doug find him and the FBI didn't, if they had all this infrared and everything else. The YouTuber called the FBI when he saw a man looking like Laundrie near the cabin. That's why Doug was stalking the cabin for weeks. FBI never even bothered to check. That's so weird. How did the FBI not pick this up? It looks like everyone, if he grows hair out. Doug said FBI ignored his info. But they're claiming that they have all this infrared shit and that they've done all this infrared stuff and they're all over the place. I mean, is this like the Fruit Loops of the FBI or something? They have all this terrain, vehicles out there. They have, all these different possibility vehicles, and they haven't been able to find anything. Not one trace of him. But now, there's nothing. And it takes a YouTuber to find it. Come on. Doug has been banned from calling out because he called so much. But meanwhile, he found a fugitive. Okay, crypto exchanges are traceable, but privacy coins like Orchid are not. Crypto stored in a cold storage wallet is not traceable. What's Doug's channel? I don't even know his channel. I know Doug was asking, people were asking Brian N, what do you think of Doug? He's like, who's Doug? Does anyone know his channel name? Whole case, even Bethune video was, I absolutely agree. That's the name of the channel, Doug from Northport. Okay.
Welcome.
All right. This was the original video. Hold on. Whoop. It's an hour-long video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Okay, check Wolfishness channel. He's the guy who found the fugitive after looking at a Doug video. Brian Laundrie search, not Brian. That's what I'm on. The fugitive captured from attic. What's Fleur? No, he said he didn't know if it was Brian.
Trying to see if he's in there. It's up ahead. I just got to tell you, we screwed up last night. I shined the spotlight, hoping we'd catch him, but by the time I got the light up on the house, he could have ducked down. So this is all just assuming that he's sleeping in here at night and then walking over to the reserve. Because this was his place he's sleeping. I just thought maybe he'd be sleeping in here at night. And I'm a month ago. Just gonna see if he was sleeping in there at night, because we got someone in there
Yeah, I wouldn't go there at night. Hell
that's
no.
been sleeping there at night because we have the vision.
You wouldn't catch me dead over there. Hell no.
Okay, there's a lot of new stuff that wasn't here. Nothing looks fresh.
There's probably mice and everything. Hell no. Oh, no shit.
Hello?
Is he out of his fucking mind?
Hey, hey, you okay up there? Give me your flashlight.
Is that rat poop? Yeah. I think jail's better than this.
This towel doesn't look old. Oh my God, I hope that's not blood. I couldn't see what was up above, so I'll have to go back and watch the video. I'll get it. Obviously, there's been homeless people in there before, but it didn't look like that before. There wasn't that much stuff in there.
Red Lotus, what am I waiting for? I will. I don't know how old he is, but if he's camped there every day, he doesn't have a job.
75 is right past this.
He's not that
This
old.
is the edge of 75, where I saw someone walking about 3 weeks ago with a hat and backpack. That's why I'm out here. So I'm going to try to sneak down and look at the other house.
How does he know where all these houses are?
Yeah. The nerves really get you going. That's too far. I'm just gonna.
And he's there by himself. I would be scared to death.
It does look like someone's walked through here recently.
I would be totally petrified. Yeah, this is Doug. Carries a gun, doesn't matter. He could get jumped from behind. You'd never catch me doing this, I'll tell you that much. Not by myself. That's what I'm saying, Hounds. I wouldn't either. And the background noise just reminds me of like a killer.
Heart pounding. I know he's not here, but
I am. I'm going to look in a minute.
holy God, I know this is far back here.
My own shadow would scare me.
I'm curious to see what was on that second level. I didn't know there was a. So I'm heading over by the reserve in a few minutes because they got the helicopters up and dog searchers. So. Okay. So whatever. And I've told 2 officers. So that guy, that news guy across the street.
Hold my video. I put the camera up there on the dark inside the shack. He was up there. You can see his eyes and face laying sideways. Glad they caught him. Wish it would have been Brian. Okay, I don't see eyes. See, I'm not good at this shit, though. Oh, there, I guess. That one and that one? And there's his mouth? I don't know. It looks like someone who's dead. Yeah, but I see like a dead person. I see there's white of his eyes. There's eyes. It looks like his mouth is open. He's got dirt all over him. I don't know. He looks like a dead person. Flare infrared heat shows someone in the doorway. See, I don't, this? Oh. I guess you could see it. Weird. I see dead people, exactly. Yeah, they arrested this guy, but I didn't know the story. I didn't know they had arrested him. That's crazy. All right, that's where I was going next. Wolfishness. This one?
All right, you guys, we are back. And I'm right around the corner. Pretty much.
Your sound is horrible.
Assuming this guy was at. So I'm gonna grab a light. We're gonna go and we're gonna check out. There's 75 right there. This is like a brand new kind of. So we're gonna try that. I gotta grab a light so I can see something. Try to get a flare camera from my boy at work. As that one Dougie had light. Just kind of want to see if there's any kind of trail beat down over here. Because, like I said, right there, it said, you see, it's been heavily used. I can't. It does look like a good little fucking trail right there for that fuel hydrant. So, and it's like 6:30 in the morning. Took me a while to get down. Crazy, these people living here next door probably don't know where I gotta go. All right. And we're gonna cruise up in there.
It's nothing but him driving.
Alright guys, we're back. Turn away from this motherfucker. Man, there was just so many pets in include that we hide anywhere here. Really pretty dark. Let's see if he ducks and dodges. He had a fucking shaved head and everything. Oh my god. That's fucking freaky. That was fucking freaky. Oh my god.
Did I miss it?
Cocksucker guy. He was right here, dude. He was right fucking here. Now he's gone. How incredible is that? It's run for Brian.
I don't believe it. Nope, I don't believe it. There was nothing here.
Dude, he was right there. He was right fucking here and freaky. Oh my god. That's fucking freaky. He had a fucking shaved head and everything. I think somebody was just. Can't even fucking see it here. Dude, I swear to God, I think somebody was just walking down this fucking road, dude.
Sorry, I just wasted 7 minutes. There's nothing here. Like, there's just nothing here. I think it's a brand new channel that just wanted somebody to, wanted big views on a video, thinking he's, going to get 100,000 because there's nothing there. He has the camera pointed in the front, and yet you can't see anything. So yeah, I'm not buying he saw anything. Yeah, this guy looks nothing like Brian. Nothing at all. He had been arrested. That's a good point too. This one from Twitter. Oh, I agree with that, Grace. Totally did. What if all the clues the FBI have been following for the last month in the reserve were because of this other Ethan Waters? That's a good point. He's only 21. So what do you do? Escape from jail? Interesting. Ah. Was there a reward for finding his Ethan? Probably not. Oh, he didn't show up in court. Hey, at least Doug found someone. Better than finding no one. Oh, Wolfishness said it was another fugitive, not Brian. Initially, when the clues are found, police assumed Ethan Waters as Brian Laundrie. When the police tape went up into the woods for the first time, they thought Brian Laundrie was residing in the area. However, it was another fugitive named Ethan who was there and had been arrested. Interesting. Yeah, the scream mask was pretty funny. I was wondering why the fan was put in. How'd they have electricity? But what's really interesting, though, is that what's his name? Doug knew that there was another house there, another shack. That's gross, though. I could never live like that. I would rather be in jail, for real. You know, that's true, though. I wonder if they wasted all of this energy and time chasing the wrong fugitive. That if their infrared technology or their, everything about them that they've been looking. Oh, me too, LaSalle. Me too. Mike and Brian is wanted. Oh, Mike said Brian is wanted after the coroner gave his report. What do you mean? I don't think any. But I don't know. Well, there were charges against him, Ethan, in 2019 that were all dropped. No, I think this is his first thing. Oh. All right. Doug joined on January 27th of 2014. His only video started 2 weeks ago. Right by my front reserve, found pole with electric outlet on it, also a gator and a moccasin. Mike didn't know Brian was wanted long before coroner gave. Oh, no shit. Well, he's still not wanted for murder. So maybe that's what he's talking about? I don't know. I don't watch Profiling Evil. Yeah, no, this is Doug's first videos. Oh, 2 weeks ago, he checked inside the camper. Crazy. All right, but I am going to get off because it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I did not expect to go live this long. Profiling Evil just came out saying Brian is an official suspect. Brian's always been a suspect. But I don't agree with that because there's no proof of that anywhere. Nope, he's still a person of interest. Because you have to know if you have a passport. They would know if there's a passport. What? Hold up. So check this out. Here's breaking news. A private investigator has said Brian Laundrie is on a list of potential suspects in a separate murder he is probing. I don't believe that Brian is a serial killer, and I don't believe that he's the creepy guy that killed the newlyweds. I think this guy's out of his mind looking for clout. Crystal and Kylan. He said he also pointed out that it was unclear where Laundrie was from August 14th, where the couple was last seen, until August 18th, where their bodies were found. Keys were also allegedly found where Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner made link to Laundrie, who's currently missing. Dude, get the fuck out of here. I agreed, Nelly. This guy's an idiot. Online sleuths have claimed that a set of keys was found near Turner and Schultz's bodies with a membership card for a rock climbing gym attached. On Laundrie's Instagram, he once shared an image of him helping a child at rock climb. Oh, give me a fucking break. So did Dayton. That's dumb. This guy shouldn't be a private investigator because that's just asinine. Brian is a 23-year-old kid. Lesbian or not, you're not going to look at Brian and find him so creepy that you're worried about him killing you. No, sorry. He was with a girl. The whole thing is ludicrous. Hold on.
Take a look at this clip when officers first approached the van. There's speculation Petito could have been doing this violence at home signal for help.
It's very hard to look in those.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Look at this. And I don't usually buy into this stuff, but this is interesting. Hold on.
Take a look at this clip when officers first approached the van. There's speculation Petito
She did that pretty clearly.
Could have been doing this violence at home signal for help.
It's very hard to look in those recordings what's actually going on. It's kind of frantic.
Take a look at this clip when officers first take a look at this.
What happened?
Take a look at this clip when officers first approached the van. Take a look at this clip when officers first approached the van. There's speculation Petito.
I don't know. What do you think? She did it pretty clearly.
Take a look at this clip when officers first approached the van. There's speculation Petito could.
Maybe. Miss Harmon was the one to put that out a long time ago. That's interesting, though. Very interesting.
Could have been doing this violence at home signal for help.
It's very hard to look in those recordings what's actually going on. It's kind of frantic.
No, her fingers were open. Yeah, her hand was open. And you can't tell if her thumb is tucked. But I hadn't seen that before. That's pretty interesting. But it's 2 a.m. I need to get to sleep. I plan on going live today for like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes max, and we're at 2 hours. As I understood, the creepy guy was first mentioned on August 13th after the couple left the pub. Yeah. But, yeah, there weren't. Brian is a hostage. He didn't kill Gabby. Oh, get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. All right. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to grab something to eat because I'm absolutely starving. And then I'm going to bed. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful Saturday. Tomorrow we're going to do some crime and candles. I will let you guys know what time tomorrow. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.